Powered by the Montana Television Network. Montana This Morning continues on Montana's News Leader.
Both Democratic and Republican political leaders are reacting to the president's State of the Union address. I'm Mark Liverman with more on how some are praising his call for unity, while others insist his speech did the exact opposite.
I'm Emma Hamilton in Bozeman, where the city has partnered with Montana State University to help mentor future leaders. I'll have more coming up next.
6:31 on this Wednesday. Chet Lehman, Missy O'Malley, Matt Elwell with you here. Matt, we had some snow in the overnight hours. Blah, blah, blah. I think it's like what it seems like we've been talking about the same thing. It's really, really cold. There's going to be some snow. It's never going to get warm again. I'm going to shovel my driveway again. And yeah, there we go.
Snow and ice covering the roads. And on top of that, we're dealing with the cold temperatures. So it is dangerous outside. I don't want to make light of that. Yes, it's wash, rinse, repeat for us in many cases. But man, this is a pretty tough one. These are the wind chill temperatures across the area, nearly 20 below zero. Our wind chill at Bozeman Yellowstone International Airport, 15 below out toward West Yellowstone. The snow covering our camera this morning, so it's a beautiful sight out there. Watch the roadways. It is slick both east and west of the divide this morning. My main impacts are going to be snow to some extent, but really it's slick roads and cold temperatures. We're going to break it all down for you coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Matt. 6:32. Our top story this half hour kind of highlights what Matt was just talking about. A father and his young son who failed to return from a hiking trip were rescued near Spanish Creek early this morning. Two were found west of the Turner Ranch in the Spanish Peaks area by members of the Gallatin County Search and Rescue Team. No official word on the condition of the two, but they did spend the better part of the night outside in near zero temperatures. Unofficial word from one team member is that it was a well-executed rescue under difficult conditions that probably saved lives. Gallatin County Sheriff's Office promises more information about that incident later today.
And let's stay on topic. The search and rescue team made another but less dramatic rescue on Tuesday morning. In that incident, a motorist became stranded in deep snow on 16 Mile Road between Ringling and Modlau in the far corner of Gallatin County. The driver spent Monday night in their vehicle but had fuel and stayed warm. He was able to reach 911 by phone. Rescuers using snowmobiles got him out. His vehicle was left to be retrieved later when the weather is a little bit better. Sheriff Brian Gutgen warns that 16 Mile Road is not maintained in the winter and quickly becomes impassable during this snowy weather. There are signs of warning of that danger.
Yeah, that vehicle might be there until spring. That road is really tough this time of year. So. Yeah. Shifting gears back to the national scene right now, both Democratic and Republican political leaders reacting to the president's State of the Union address, some of them praising his message.
While others, like Bernie Sanders, are calling his speech racist and divisive. CBS's News' Mark Liverman reports.
Victory is not winning for our party. Victory is winning for our country.
President Trump urged Republicans and Democrats to come together during his second official State of the Union address. But the political reaction that came after it was far from unified.
The State of the Union address was disappointing on many fronts. He spoke a lot of words of bipartisanship, but this is a guy whose teleprompter is very different than his tweets, than his constant rhetoric.
Independent Senator Bernie Sanders offered a rebuttal online, focusing more on what the president didn't mention rather than what he did.
Climate change is not a hoax. It is a reality which is causing devastating harm all over our country and all over the world.
Republican Lindsey Graham on Fox's Hannity defended many of the president's positions, among them the decision to hold a second meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un in a few weeks. This comes despite warnings from the president's own national security officials that North Korea's nuclear stockpile remains a threat.
To those people who are criticizing the president, how well did you do with Rocket Man? So yeah, I'm very hopeful that one meeting, this new meeting, will lead to a breakthrough.
The president's State of the Union received a total of 104 rounds of applause. 69 of them came from Democrats as well as Republicans. Mark Liverman, CBS News.
Dozens of Democratic women chose to wear white during the address as a nod to honor U.S. suffragettes.
In other news, the battle over construction of the Keystone XL pipeline now moving to the 9th District Court of Appeals in San Francisco. The Trump administration filed an appeal on Friday to U.S. District Court Judge Brian Morris. Rulings to block pre-construction work on the pipeline and require a new environmental review for the proposed route. This action is the latest in the decade-long fight over the proposed 1,179-mile-long pipeline, which will run from Alberta, Canada, crosses half a dozen states, including eastern Montana, before connecting with an existing line in Nebraska. Developer TransCanada Corp, which recently changed its name to TC Pipelines, says the project will cost $8 billion, boost the local economies along its route. Now, Billings-based Northern Plains Resource Council and other environmental groups sued to block construction. Written arguments are expected at the 9th District in April.
And here's a frightening story for you. A dangerous cyberbullying trend is making its way across the nation and now hitting the state of Montana. Police are calling on parents to talk to their children about it. A 12-year-old Lockwood child is the latest target of the Momo Challenge. Listen to this. It traps children in a game, asking them to do violent tasks, or else a loved one of theirs will be threatened. The image is called Momo, and it appears to be a child from a smartphone app, from WhatsApp. The Yellowstone County Sheriff's Office took a report from a parent saying that their child was selected for this challenge. Then Momo gives the task that becomes progressively more dangerous and violent, even leading to suicide in a few cases. The Sheriff's Office says this is a call to all parents to know what their child is doing online.
This has brought us all to the table today to talk about what to do to protect our kids. That's what it boils down to. So I want the public to know, and I want all the kids to know that ultimately my job now, sitting behind this desk patrolling, is to make sure they know the things that are out there and that we can protect them.
Absolutely frightening. Now, another alarming thing about the Momo Challenge, kids are not seeking it out. It's coming to them. In the Lockwood incident, the child unexpectedly received this message. Authorities say the Momo named the child's friends by name as targets.
Wow. In other news this morning, a suspicious package found near the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation in Missoula on Tuesday has been cleared and not considered a threat. Missoula police received a report of a suspicious package and used caution when they arrived due to the nature of the complaint. Late yesterday afternoon, Missoula police tell us a hazmat crew determined that the substance was benign and proceeded to clear the area. The United States Postal Service has since taken over the investigation.
And being the mayor of a city is no easy job, and there's a lot of work that happens behind the scenes.
Yeah, the Mentored by the Mayor program is one that was piloted last year between the city of Bozeman and Montana State University, and now it's in full swing. A student from Montana State University is learning firsthand what the job is truly like. MTN's Emma Hamilton has the story.
I think engineers work in the black, and Heather's really interested in that gray area, understanding, again, how you take these ideas and turn them into policy.
Pursuing her master's degree in civil engineering, Heather Nold is the selected student for the Mentored by the Mayor program this year. She's getting the full behind-the-scenes look at what it's like to lead a city.
Learning the nuts and bolts of how policy goes together, also learning kind of the background of what it takes to be a leader, of kind of the mayor's stature, and all the soft skills that go into that. It's been a really great part of this program. The technical skills that go along with that, like how do you communicate these really complex ideas, I think that's really important.
Not only has she had exposure to the mayor's work, but alongside that, she is researching strategies for managing Bozeman's water supply and focusing on water resources.
I think the point is that it's something that's interesting to her. It's an issue that we talk about a lot in our community, and it's around water resources, water conservation, and I'm really excited to see what will happen and how we will be able to perhaps use this research going forward.
With engineering in her future after graduation this spring, there's the possibility she too will become a female leader.
So I think it's really important having a strong female role as a mentor growing up. I've gained a lot from that, I think, and that'll speak bounds as I move on in my career.
In Bozeman, Emma Hamilton, MTN News.
Now, Mayor Andrus tells us that she hopes this is a program that continues in years to come.
Very cool.
I hope so, too.
I'd love to be mentored by the mayor.
There you go.
Very neat. Yep. Very neat. Here's an interesting story for you. In California, an elk herd once on the brink of extinction, now thriving.
Yeah, the elk are doing so well. In fact, wildlife officials are moving some of the animals to new territory. CBS's Steve Lard shows us how it's happening.
It is a picture as stunning as it is astonishing. Look closely, those are two Thule elk spinning in synchrony while hanging from a helicopter across a sun-kissed sky. The wild animals, tied up, eyes covered, and hoisted high, are likely left wondering what in the world is happening. This incredible scene was repeated again and again over the weekend. In total, the California Department of Fish and Wildlife relocated 79 Tule elk this way by helicopter, all in an effort to help the animal's population get bigger and stronger. It's a helicopter relocation show. Fish and Wildlife's Peter Tira says never grows old.
It is incredible. You just don't see anything like that.
Tira says the animals are monitored closely by veterinary staff while they're moved high overhead.
We're applying water, and sometimes there's ice to keep the animal cool and reduce stress. And so they are monitored the entire way, and it's all about being quick and fast to minimize the stress.
A native California species once believed extinct, a single Tule elk herd was located in the late 1800s. It's been carefully brought back to strength, and the species is now up to 6,000 elk in 22 herds. Several of the Tule elk moved this weekend were relocated to a herd in San Joaquin County.
They are truly one of the great wildlife success stories in California.
Wildlife success, not without a few wild rides.
Wow.
Very cool.
Very cool.
I love it.
And make it happen. Yep. It is time for a quick break here on your Wednesday morning. When we return, we take a look at the opioid epidemic and how it's affecting new mothers.
But first, let's check in with Gail King, see what's coming up at 7 o'clock on CBS This Morning.
Good morning to you. Ahead on CBS This Morning, President Trump called for bipartisanship and unity in his State of the Union. Only on CBS This Morning, Jeff Gore will ask Vice President Mike Pence if the president will compromise on a border wall and work to prevent another shutdown. Plus, Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer joins us. We'll reveal the winner of this year's Grammy Music Educator Award and show you how he's creating harmony in more ways than one. We'll see you at 7 o'clock on the dot.